Morristown traffic, Cessna 18 Golf is taxiing runway 5, Morristown. Well, guys, we are just got back from our Florida trip, and here we go again, or I go again. I got a last-minute work trip to do. You know how it goes. You go on vacation, you come back, and you didn't lose anything. In fact, it might be worse. And it was kind of that way at work. I got back at work, and there was all kinds of stuff not done while I was out. I'm having to make a last-minute flight up. Big job we're working on right now. I got to go up and drone it while the weather's good, because that didn't get done while I was out. So it was going to be an 8-hour drive, or it's an hour-and-a-half flight. 8-hour drive round trip. Be about 2.5 to 2 hours and 45-minute round trip flight. So definitely, there's such situations. Even this 150 does amazing in cutting down the amount of travel. Boy, it was really, really windy yesterday. It was bad. I even see the chocks blown out here on the taxiway. You know it's blowing when it's blowing the chocks across the taxiway. Taking off runway 5 north, Morristown. Boy, that sun's something else right there. I couldn't see a thing. Start our turn out here to the north. We got 133 miles to go. I got more than full fuel. I've got myself full fuel, a little bit of baggage, and I got the auxiliary tanks almost halved off. And this is kind of the definition of scud running a little bit. Kind of wedged in here, especially crossing this high mountain here. Only have about 800, there might be 1,000-foot clearance, but probably a little less than that. Definitely a little on the marginal. Visibility's good. Just this broken, I don't know if, I guess Stratus deck is a little low. It's gorgeous this morning. And we are 45 miles from our destination. As you can tell, it's just marginal out here. Visibility is really good. I can see as far as the horizon is, but the cloud deck's just not all that great. But and on the final here, 8 miles out. Yeah, this weather is really crummy coming in right here at the end. Good news is this will get the burn off before we leave. So, and we're above freezing, so. Very, very marginal. ground. All right, guys, we got in, we got our work done. Conditions are vastly improved. Looks beautiful out now. Engine really cooled down though in a few hours. It looks good. We're going to start our journey home. Sterling traffic, Cessna 18 Golf is taking off runway 21, south departure. Sterling. And I'm over halfway back, but what I wanted to say, thought this would be a good opportunity to talk about the AV-30. Did a video a while back about the AV-30 and my review on it, all of that. And the conclusion of the video was that I loved the instruments, definitely do it again, great purchase. Really the only thing I had was a little bit of the DG function. I wanted to give an update on that DG function. So I did have the internal magnometer turned on, and since I did that, and I have, when I start the aircraft, I'll turn the power on, let the units boot up, and let them align before I start the engine, before I move the aircraft. Doing those two things, that thing is rock solid. It doesn't drift at all. I'm an hour into this flight, and it hasn't moved a degree. It's just set perfect with the compass. And the whole trip to Florida and back, I think on about a 2.5 hour flight, I had to move it like 2-3 degrees. It's just been solid. So setup is important too. You got to make sure when you're setting it as a DG, I learned this too, that you needed to go in to the attitude indicator portion of it first and make sure that your slip and everything is centered so that you don't have any trims you need to do on all of that. That's a big one too, because if it's out of trim, it's going to think a little bit, it could be in a turn. But since I did that, and I let it align before starting the engine, man, I can't complain a bit. Way more reliable than my vacuum gyro was. So I know there's been mixed reviews on it, but I think some of it's setup issues on some aircraft. Like I said, the internal magnometer is probably a big help, and the letting it align before you start the engine. So that's true with a lot of electronic gyros and stuff. And kind of what made me realize that, I was doing some testing, setting the angle of attack, and in flight I booted the unit off to go into the install mode, and I noticed when I turned it back on, it was acting all funny. That's because it was trying to align in flight with movement. And I was like, I'm going to try something. I'm going to let the thing align, because a lot of times, you hit your master switch and start the engine, and you may even start rolling, and that thing takes, 30, 45 seconds to get aligned and set. And if you're moving, that could be part of the problem. Anyway, just wanted to give an update on it. I love the units. Couldn't be happier. Bye. And we'll make this a tight pattern because I need to get on the road, go look at a house. We're on traffic Cessna 18 Golf, space final 23, full stop, Morristown. Perfect. Another successful one, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.